News for the gunman wanted in the shooting death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. We have details in a report from Utah.
Hundreds gather on the USS Midway Museum to honor the fallen heroes from 9/11.
A new state law aims to change the way sexually violent predators are placed in housing in our community.
Gas prices are going up all over San Diego County. I have more on what one state senator is doing to bring them down.
Surfing in the ocean is a beautiful thing, but it can turn deadly, which is exactly what happened to a surfer in Sydney, Australia this past weekend.
And are home flu tests reliable? We're working for you to find out. CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts right now. As we come on the air tonight, authorities are still searching for the gunman wanted in the shooting death of conservative political activist Charlie Kirk. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. Law enforcement believes it has the man's name, though it has not released that name tonight. The FBI did release these new images of the suspect just moments ago. Our editor literally getting this on the air just a couple of moments ago. You see the suspect in a stairwell, and they're hoping that someone recognizes this man.
A reward of up to $100,000 is being offered for any tips leading to an arrest. Reporter Jim Nelson kicks off our coverage in Utah tonight with new details in the investigation.
The Utah Department of Public Safety and the FBI revealed a number of breakthroughs today. New pictures, physical evidence, including a rifle. These new developments come as the weight of what happened really started to fall on parts of this community. This is where a campus crime scene meets pop-up memorials.
When it actually hit me, I was like, whoa.
The investigation at Utah Valley University is now more than a day old.
We will not stand for what happened yesterday. We are exhausting every lead. We have every officer invested in this, every investigator, every local agency.
Thursday brought significant updates from Utah's Department of Public Safety and the FBI. A high-powered rifle was found in a wooded area near campus. Investigators have palm and footprints and new surveillance video. The feds released pictures of a person of interest in the shooting of Charlie Kirk. They're offering up to a $100,000 reward for information.
We are and will continue to work nonstop until we find the person that has committed this heinous crime and find out why they did it.
As multiple agencies worked the case overnight, one of the students who attended Kirk's event returned to campus.
I don't know. It felt like the start of hell for me personally, because I thought it was a mass shooting. I thought it could have turned out a lot worse, and
daylight brought more shock. David Mora wasn't at the event, but visited one of those campus memorials.
I think it's crazy, man. Honestly, it's one of those things that it actually did hurt me, you know?
The FBI has received more than 100 tips so far, but they are actively seeking more information. In Orem, Utah, I'm Jim Nelson.
Kirk's shooting death has sparked bipartisan calls for an end to political violence. We'll hear what federal lawmakers are saying tonight. That's in our next half hour.
San Diego police are looking for the people involved in a deadly shooting last night in Ocean Beach. It happened at around 11:30 in a parking lot next to Hodad's on Newport Avenue. Detectives say the victim was fighting with two men and punched one of them, and that's when one of those men took out a handgun and shot the man. He died at the scene. The other two men ran away down a nearby alley. Anyone with information about this case should call San Diego Police Homicide or Crime Stoppers. A bill aimed at reforming the placement of sexually violent predators here in California has passed and is now headed to the governor's desk.
As CBS 8's David Goffredson reports, the bill orders the state to study the possibility of placing those predators in state-funded transitional housing.
We've seen the uproar from neighbors when the state proposes placing sexually violent predators in local communities. San Diego County has more of these predators placed here than any other county in the state, currently 11. But Senate Bill 380 aims to change the placement of SVPs.
This bill calls upon the Department of State Hospitals to conduct a study on the feasibility of using state-run transitional housing for for sexually violent predators.
Instead of placing sexual predators in individual houses, the new bill seeks to place them in a group home run by the state. Earlier this week, the bill passed the state legislature.
Tally the votes, ayes 64, no 0. The measure passes.
And it will now be up to Governor Newsom to decide if he signs it. Currently, state law requires SVPs to be released from a state mental hospital into the county where their crime was committed. Other future legislation would have to pass to allow sex predators to be placed in state-run transitional housing in a different county. The issue came up in July in the wake of a state audit of the SVP program.
I think we've made the public findings we need to make in order to allow your department to place people in a specific, faraway location that the state can micromanage day in and day out to ensure public safety.
The Department of State Hospitals opposes the idea, saying neighbors would be up in arms if the group home location was selected for their area.
Community protests over the potential placement of multiple individuals designated as an SVP in one facility location in a community or in one county would be expected, thus delaying the development of a facility of this type.
Currently, it takes on average 17 months to place a sexually violent predator in local housing, where the predator is monitored 24 hours a day by a state contractor, Liberty Healthcare. Again, that bill only requires that the state study the option of transitional housing for sexually violent predators, and the results of that study would not be due until January 2027. And the governor has not indicated whether he will sign it into law. At the state building in Mission Valley, David Gottfredson, CBS 8.
Thanks, David. An update tonight on a pet cremation business in San Marcos that closed its doors without any warning. Last night, we told you the owner of Angel Paws would share an email address for customers to reach him to coordinate getting their pets' remains back. While we didn't have that email last night to share with you, we do tonight. We put it up on your screen. You can see right there at the bottom. If you are an Angel Paws customer still waiting to get your pet's remains, you can email apcpickup@gmail.com. We also have it along with other details posted on our website, cbs8.com. Just click on this story. San Diegans are joining Americans across the country in remembering the nearly 3,000 people killed in the 9/11 terror attacks 24 years ago today.
There were several events held throughout the county today, including on the campus of the University of San Diego. That's where the school's community held 2 events honoring the lives lost in the attacks. NROTC members joined faith leaders for a remembrance ceremony and interfaith prayer this morning. USD's military and veteran program also organized a stair climb challenge in which participants were invited to use stair climbing machines to climb 110 floors in tribute to the first responders who climbed the Twin Towers to save lives on 9/11.
Another ceremony took place at the Miramar National Cemetery, remembering those lost because of 9/11 and those who died serving our country in the military. More than 100 volunteers gathered at the cemetery to clean headstones and beautify the grounds. This is part of a nationwide campaign organized by the nonprofit Carry the Load. Their mission is to honor those who served and to remind Americans of the true cost of freedom.
Everyone that's here is a hero, and they deserve to be honored, and they deserve to have a good, clean headstone to celebrate them.
Nearly 5,000 people joined this campaign at 70 cemeteries across the country. The USS Midway hosted its annual 9/11 remembrance ceremony today as well.
That's where CBS 8's Abby Black talked with a first responder who was at Ground Zero following the attacks and shares his ongoing journey of healing.
24 years later, and the memories from September 11th remain vivid as ever. Here on the USS Midway Museum, we're on the deck, and you can hear and feel the emotions from many of those as they ring the bell and read the names of the fallen heroes.
Lawrence G. Vealing.
The ceremony honored the 2,977 lives lost in the terrorist attacks on the World Trade Center, Pentagon, and Flight 93 in Pennsylvania. Among those paying tribute was retired FDNY EMS officer David Blacksburg, who witnessed history from his Brooklyn station. That's a 21-gun salute going on right now. Blacksburg was first to establish an incident command post at the west side of the North Tower. He rescued burn victims and was still working when he looked up to see the second plane hit. He didn't stop for 47 hours straight. Now living in San Diego for 10 years, Blacksburg never misses a ceremony. This was his first aboard the USS Midway, and he says these remembrances help him process what he survived.
Every year, it's the week of September 11, not just the day of September 11, that I go through and process and understand that I am blessed and lucky enough to still be here. I am a survivor, and at that point, I still have and understand that survivor's guilt is real. I always feel like I should have done more.
Blacksburg says that he has the support from his family and friends to help him with his survivor's guilt. Earlier today, another memorial was held at National City Fire Department Station 34, where first responders and retired FDNY firefighters gathered under a proud American flag. From this morning's ceremonies in National City and Coronado to here on the deck of the USS Midway, San Diego ensures that we will never forget the lives lost on 9/11.
Thanks, Abby. We'll have a look at other events around the country and the efforts to make sure future generations never forget ahead in our next half hour.
Plus, if you've noticed those gas prices inching higher, you're not alone. We talk with a California lawmaker about what's being done to bring prices down at the pump.
And as flu season approaches, some are wondering if at-home flu tests actually work. We're working for you to find out.